Hi guys, it's Ashley from Ashart Books, and I'm here today to talk about doing an anti-haul. So I think we all love buying books and hauling them, and it's never gonna change. Like, I still love buying books, I love going to bookstores, but kind of a different idea to still kind of have the love of reading and pass it along, but maybe also help us with our spring cleaning and also being a little greener, you know, passing something along rather than buying something new every time is doing kind of an anti-haul. So going through your shelf and kind of finding some books that you've loved along the way, but maybe it's time to kind of pass them along to someone else, whether that be a friend, a family member, or donating them to a local bookstore or a library. I just think it's a great way to kind of pass along your book that you've loved and cherished, but kind of want to give it to someone else. And I don't know, it always makes me really happy to think about a book that I've loved kind of falling into the hands of someone else who's really going to appreciate it and maybe kind of be able to read it for the first time and fall in love with it themselves. So I went through my shelf and found a few books that I want to do an anti-haul with. So some of these I've picked for kind of specific reasons. So I'll kind of tell you what they are as we go. So the first two books I picked are both contemporary romances. And the reason that I picked them to kind of give away is because I think they would be great reads for someone who is just trying to dip their toe into romance, maybe hasn't tried too many of them before, but really wants to kind of give them a try. And these are two of my favorites, and I've read them the past couple of years, and I love them so much, but I always recommend them to other people who want to try romance. And that is Sarah Morgan's Sleepless in Manhattan. This is the start of a series, and it's fantastic, such a good romance, and I think it's such a good place to start. And then also Waiting for Tom Hanks by Kerry Winfrey. This is a book that came out, I believe, last year. I read it and absolutely loved it, and the new one's coming out, like a sequel to it. So it's a great time to kind of dive in, and I think both of these books are hilarious. They're really good rom-coms, and they're kind of light and really heartfelt. So I think they're just a wonderful place to start. So I kind of picked these because I think they'll be great to give to friends who maybe want to try a romance but not know where to start. The next book I picked was C.L. Wilson's The Winter King. So this is a fantasy romance that I feel like I don't hear that many people talk about. I absolutely adored this book, but it's not one that I know that I'll reread right away. And I feel like fantasy romance is a subgenre that has a lot of love, but a lot of us don't know kind of what to pick up. And this is one that I don't hear as many people talk about, and I think it's a really great fantasy romance book. So I would love to pass this on, whether it's to a friend or just to my used bookstore, so someone else can kind of find it and fall in love with it too. Okay, so the next two, because it's me and I love a historical romance, I had to pick a couple out that I wanted to pass along that I've absolutely loved. And one is Joanna Shupe's A Daring Arrangement. So I just love Joanna Shupe. I love that she writes in the Gilded Age, which is a little different. And so this one I think would be perfect for someone who either wants to try out a historical romance or just really wants something a little different in the genre. I think this is one as a start to a series, and I just think a lot of people would love this series and should give it a try. The other one I picked is Just Like Heaven by Julia Quinn. This is book one in the Smythe-Smith Quartet, which is one of my favorite historical romance kind of series. It is a spin-off of the Bridgertons, but I think you could read it by itself too. And this one is just so hilarious, and the characters are so endearing, and it's just so kind of heartfelt, funny, and feel good. I always recommend this series if someone needs like a pick-me-up, and so I think passing it along to someone else is just gonna be the best feeling that someone else can kind of have that like fall in love moment too. And the last one I picked out was Work in Progress by Stacey Hart. This is another contemporary romance that I absolutely loved, and this one I picked because it has some of my favorite tropes in it. I adore this book. I have it in actually multiple forms, and I love this. It has a marriage of convenience trope in modern day, which is one of my favorite tropes. So I thought it'd be really fun to give this one to someone else because I know a lot of people like that trope as well. And it's harder to find it in a contemporary romance. So I thought this would be really fun to add to the anti-haul and give away to either a used bookstore or a friend who is looking for that trope too. All right, so now that I have taken some books off my shelf that I want to give away to some friends and family in bookstores, I have a little space. So realistically, that means I'm going to buy more books. I don't know about you, but whenever I clear off my shelf, it feels great. And then I also think, now I have more room for more books. So I picked a couple of new romance releases that are coming out in the next couple of months that I'm really excited to pick up and wanted to share. So the first one is Love the One You Hate by R.S. Gray. This is a contemporary romance. I love R.S. Gray. Her books are always wonderful, and I believe this one's coming out very, very soon. So I definitely want to pick this one up. The next one is The Tourist Attraction, and this one has the most adorable cover. It sounds hilarious, and I love a book set in Alaska, so for me, this one's like a no-brainer. I've got to get this one on my shelf. And the last one is called Masquerade at Middlecrest Abbey, and it's a historical romance, but I really like the idea of this and the plot. It sounds like there might be, I think, a little bit of mystery to it. I love the idea of a masquerade, and the cover is beautiful. So this is another one I'm really looking forward to adding to my shelf now that I have a little more space. All right, guys, that's gonna be the video for today. We would love to know if you guys do this. Do you do anti-hauls? Do you kind of clean your shelf off with books that you've loved and cherished but want to give kind of a new home to? If you have, let us know like how often you do it. That would be really cool to know. Thanks so much for watching, and if you want to see more videos all about the romance in your books, make sure to subscribe down below. Bye!